gonna wait for you. What do you want to do?
Gervonta Davis, the undefeated lightweight boxing sensation, is making headlines again, this time outside the ring. Reports suggest that the champion was allegedly attacked and targeted by his own fans. While the full details remain unclear, this incident adds yet another twist to the turbulent and often controversial journey of the two-weight world champion.
Someone like Devin Haney, who just lost to Ryan Garcia, has a better resume than Tank, and that's just a reality. We haven't seen Tank fight for undisputed championship, which he doesn't seem to really care to have any of the titles that really do matter. He has one now. I just want to see him fight other champions, and if he can, go for the undisputed. And if you're saying that you're the face of boxing, this and that, the face of boxing like Canelo Alvarez has been.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is no stranger to controversy, both in and out of the boxing ring. From his meteoric rise in the sport to his legal troubles, Davis has always been a magnet for attention. Undefeated and known for his devastating knockouts, many see him as a future dominant force in boxing. Yet, despite his impressive achievements, Davis has often found himself at the center of intense criticism.
You say Ryan is a C-level fighter, but Tank say Ryan is the best fighter he fought. So what is it about Ryan that made Gervonta feel like he was the best he fought?
I don't know. He shared a ring with him. Maybe he fought all C-level fighters.
It seems Gervonta "Tank" Davis has been falling out of favor with his fans recently. During the Lamont Roach press conference, Tank was asked if he aims to cement his name among the boxing greats. His response? He admitted he doesn't really care about his legacy. For a professional boxer, such a statement, especially without having faced top-tier opponents, comes across as disrespectful to the sport. This attitude has not only dimmed his star power, but also left many fans disappointed. As Gervonta "Tank" Davis celebrated his 30th birthday, what should have been a moment of joy and reflection turned sour as fans flooded social media with criticism. Instead of praise, Davis faced a wave of harsh comments questioning his career, his resume, and even his status as a true champion. Despite being ranked 8th on Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound list and holding 2 world titles, fans remain divided. While his undefeated record and achievements across 2 weight classes are undeniable, critics argue that Davis has yet to face the kind of elite opponents needed to secure his legacy as one of boxing's all-time greats.
I'm trying to get so much out of this and get away from it. Like, I have a house on an island, y'all won't see me again, type shit. Like, that's how I'm trying to beat. I'm trying to beat all this type shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be around this too much longer. I don't even want the spotlight. Y'all can have it. This can have it. Once I beat him.
When Gervonta "Tank" Davis turned 30, many in the boxing world hoped he would finally silence his critics with a definitive win against a top-tier opponent. Instead, the milestone was overshadowed by fans once again questioning his legacy. Under posts celebrating his career, the backlash was relentless. One fan commented, "All that talent, world champion at 22, and by 30, still hasn't fought an elite guy. What a waste." Another added, "Never fought a reigning champ at 135 pounds." The criticism was clear and pointed. Fans believe Davis has yet to step into the ring with the kind of opponents who could truly prove his greatness.
My thing is, Gervonta "Tank" Davis only has, after this, 5 fights left. We're running out of time. I want some incredible things to happen. Tank is
The criticism of Gervonta "Tank" Davis doesn't stop there. Despite his undeniable talent, many online voices continue to question the strength of his resume. One comment read, "Such a great talent with such an average resume," while another accused him of cherry-picking cab drivers and adding rehydration clauses to weaken any real threats. These harsh remarks dominated social media during a time when Davis should have been celebrating his career milestones. Instead, the overwhelming sentiment was frustration that Tank had never stepped up to face the toughest challenges boxing has to offer.
Back at Tank's resume, you like, yo, man, this man's resume was actually thought they might have been nobody's a couple years ago.
To understand the intensity of the criticism surrounding Gervonta "Tank" Davis, it's essential to revisit his journey in the ring. At just 22, Davis became a world champion by defeating Jose Pedraza for the IBF Super Featherweight title in a stunning performance that showcased his power and potential as a rising star. However, His career hit an early stumbling block when he missed weight before his second defense against Francisco Fonseca, leading to him being stripped of his title. This setback cast a shadow over his first reign as champion, with fans and critics quick to highlight the misstep. Despite the setback, Davis rebounded a year later, claiming the WBA super featherweight title with an electrifying knockout of Jesus Cuellar. This victory reminded the boxing world of his immense talent, but questions about consistency and legacy continued to linger.
I think I do have more skills than Mike Tyson. Far as like, I mean, when I say I have more skills than Mike Tyson, guys smarter than like at a lower weight class always have more skill. It's no heavyweight ever in life had more skills than smaller.
That victory over Jesus Cuellar was a defining moment in Gervonta "Tank" Davis's career, proving he could bounce back from setbacks. However, for many fans, it wasn't enough. They argued that Tank was still avoiding the toughest challenges, and this pattern continued as he moved up to lightweight. While Davis won the WBA regular title, questions arose about the quality of his opponents. Despite his immense talent and promise, many felt Tank was continually winning against less-than-elite fighters. His most notable win came in April 2023 against Ryan Garcia, where Davis delivered one of the most spectacular knockouts of his career, a brutal body shot that showcased his incredible power. But even that victory came with its share of controversy. Critics pointed to the 10-pound rehydration clause in Garcia's contract, believing it gave Davis an unfair advantage and put Garcia at a significant disadvantage.
Well, we gotta run back. Yeah. Hey, let's go.
After the fight, Ryan Garcia himself admitted he didn't feel at his best, saying, "I felt a little weak going into the ring. My legs didn't feel too steady, but once the fight got going, it all came together, so I can't blame it too much." Despite Garcia's attempt to downplay it, many fans felt that the rehydration clause tainted Davis's victory. To them, it seemed like another tactic by Davis to ensure his opponent was at a disadvantage. Garcia's comments only fueled this belief, leading some to view the win as less than legitimate. However, despite the controversy, the victory over Garcia was undeniably significant. It further cemented Davis's status as one of the top fighters in the sport, showcasing his elite skills and power.
The big dog. Stop playing all this bullshit, acting like you that dude. You that money dude for sure. But when it comes to like straight balls, you know what I'm saying? You got one dude that ran around in the ring the whole 12 rounds. You got another dude that run around all year from the hardest fucking fights. The ones that people want.
Even after the impressive victory over Ryan Garcia, the criticism of Gervonta "Tank" Davis didn't subside. His next fight, a title defense against Frank Martin in June 2024, showcased Tank's power once again as he knocked Martin out in the 8th round. However, critics were quick to point out that Martin wasn't the elite fighter Davis needed to face to truly cement his legacy. Now, with the recent incident involving fans targeting Davis, the controversy continues to swirl. Fans have made it clear they want to see Tank take on the very best in the sport. Yet, so far, that hasn't happened. Instead, Davis has continued to build his career, often avoiding the toughest challenges. For Tank, this pattern of criticism is nothing new.
It'd be different, like, fighting them. It'd be more so, like, coming to get them.
You would approach it differently.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, boxing fans were stunned by the unexpected announcement of Gervonta "Tank" Davis's retirement plans. At just 30 years old, the undefeated WBA lightweight champion, widely regarded as one of the sport's most dangerous punchers, was expected to dominate his division for years to come. With his record intact and his reputation growing, Tank seemed on a clear path to greatness. But in a shocking move, he revealed that next year would be his last in the sport. The announcement sent shockwaves of disbelief and disappointment through the boxing community, leaving many to wonder why a fighter in his prime would step away so early. However, when you look past the headlines, it becomes clear that the brutal realities of boxing have taken their toll on Davis. The sport demands everything from its athletes, the physical strain is intense, and the mental challenges are unyielding.
face of boxing, and he get a lot of knockouts that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you, 9 times out of 10, you gonna go down. That's his ability.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't understand how good my eyes is. I can see really good, like punches come.
Gervonta Tank Davis has accomplished so much in such a short period, but there comes a point when anyone begins to question the cost of their success. The constant training, the injuries, the psychological pressure, each element takes its toll over time, wearing down even the toughest competitors. This reality isn't lost on Davis, and his retirement announcement speaks to a deeper truth. For some fighters, the price of staying in the ring becomes simply too high.
I can't even say.
You don't have 2 fighters you would love to see get in the ring?
No. I have 2 fighters that I love just to see in person. Probably I would say Nwinwe. Probably who else?
In many ways, Gervonta Tank Davis's decision to retire is a sign of wisdom. He's not just a boxer. He's a father with a family to care for, and clearly, his mental health is a priority. His story is one of remarkable achievement, accomplishing more in a decade than most fighters will in their entire careers. But despite all his success, Davis has made it clear that the sport has taken a toll on him that goes beyond the physical. In a world where fighters are often expected to push through pain and stay in the ring as long as they can, Tank's decision to walk away is both a courageous and tragic one.
I want to fight him, bro, because he been tricking the boxing game for too long. He been tricking the boxing game for too long. He makes shit look good. He makes shit look better than what it is.
Boxing has seen many fighters hold on too long, chasing the glory of one more win or payday, even when their bodies and minds are no longer up to the challenge. Gervonta Tank Davis stepping away while still at the top of his game signals a growing awareness among fighters about the true cost of their careers. While some may criticize his decision, others, like former IBF flyweight champion Sonny Edwards, understand it all too well. Edwards, who also recently announced his retirement at just 28, can empathize with Davis more than most. Like Tank, Edwards was once a rising star in his division. But after a brutal fight with Galo Yaffe on November 30th, Edwards admitted that he could no longer continue in the sport. "My body's falling apart," he confessed, reflecting on the injuries he'd sustained throughout his career. The constant strain of training, the toll of countless fights, and the mental exhaustion had become too much for Edwards to bear. It was a heartbreaking realization for the 28-year-old, who had achieved so much in such a short time. But it was also a necessary one. In a recent interview with Fight Hype TV, Edwards spoke openly about his retirement and his understanding of Davis's situation. When asked about Tank's announcement, Edwards gave a dry smile and said, "I can relate." He reflected on his own struggles and noted how, in this generation, athletes are becoming more self-aware of the pressures they face. "Boxing is hard, man," Sonny Edwards said, acknowledging the brutal nature of the sport that both he and Davis have endured. He continued, "We're probably becoming more self-aware in this generation than ever before, understanding what this world is really like and why we're doing it all." For Edwards, the decision to retire was difficult but ultimately the right one. He explained, "Boxing is your vehicle, but by nature of the beast, it can never be forever. You're always on a clock against yourself. When you think you've done enough, when you think no one can tell you otherwise, that's when the sobering truth hits. There comes a time when fighters realize they've given all they can, and it's time to step away." Edwards's perspective highlights the mental and physical toll boxing takes on athletes. "Boxing is one of the hardest places to be," he said, emphasizing how a 36-minute fight can feel like an eternity. "The moment you cannot defend yourself anymore, you are very vulnerable." This is the harsh reality for boxers, the moment when their body stops responding the way it used to. For some, this moment arrives unexpectedly, while for others, it's a gradual decline that forces them to acknowledge it's time to walk away. While Edwards's retirement came with a sense of peace and acceptance, Davis's announcement has been filled with frustration and anger. During the official press conference for his upcoming fight against Lamont Roach, Tank was clearly in a foul mood. His frustration was evident when he bluntly declared, "After next year, I'm out of it. Yeah, out of this sport." His words were raw and emotional, reflecting his growing disillusionment with boxing.
I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure.
Tank's anger was not just aimed at the sport, but at how it had consumed his life. He expressed that he was fed up with the entire situation, even going as far as calling boxing trash. His words resonated deeply with many in the audience, shedding light on how much the sport had taken from him. For Davis, the pursuit of titles and fame had lost its allure. "I just want to be able to make money and stay out of the way. That's it. I want to be living without being seen," he said, revealing his desire for peace and a life beyond the spotlight.
Say before you retire, you want to fight Devin and Shakur. Is that still the plan?
I never said that. When I said that, I never said that.
In an interview with Boxing Live, Davis opened up about the significant mental toll boxing had taken on him. He admitted that the sport had impacted his mental health to the point where he was considering therapy to help him cope. However, there was a catch. Davis voiced a concern that therapy might take away the competitive edge that had fueled his career. "I want everything out of me so I don't ever think about fighting again," he said. "I don't think about even getting angry because I have 2 girls, 2 daughters. I want to be much softer, more humble, and things like that." His words reflect a desire for inner peace and a shift away from the aggression that boxing had instilled in him.
Alright guys, you guys wait for a taxi?
Davis's admission highlights the emotional strain boxing places on its athletes. While fans may see him as someone who has it all, money, titles, fame, the reality is far more complex. For Tank, the sport has left deep emotional scars, and his desire to protect his family and prioritize his own well-being is clear. He no longer wants to live the life of a fighter consumed by anger and aggression. Instead, he wants to be a father, a role model, and a man at peace with himself. Despite the frustration and anger Davis has expressed, his decision to retire at 30 seems logical given everything he's been through. The toll on his body, the strain on his mind, and the desire for a more peaceful life with his family all play into his choice. As Sonny Edwards wisely said, boxing is just a sport, a dangerous one that demands everything from its athletes, but in the end, it's only one chapter in their lives. For Davis, that chapter is closing sooner than anyone expected. Greatness in boxing isn't just about raw talent or physical gifts, it's about an unyielding drive to push boundaries, conquer new challenges, and defy expectations. Tank Davis has already proven that he's an exceptional fighter with his knockout power, speed, and ring intelligence. As one of the most dangerous fighters in the lightweight division, his skill is undeniable. But true greatness requires more than just in-ring talent. It demands the mindset of legends like Roberto Duran and Manny Pacquiao. Duran didn't restrict himself to a single weight class. Starting as a lightweight, he went on to dominate the welterweight, light middleweight, and even middleweight divisions. His ability to transition seamlessly between weight classes and still maintain his dominance made him a boxing icon. Duran's goal was never just to be a champion, it was to be the best, no matter the weight class or opponent. His relentless pursuit of challenges beyond his comfort zone is what made him a legend. Similarly, Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest to ever step into the ring, showed that greatness isn't confined by size or weight. Beginning his career as a flyweight, Pacquiao went on to capture championships in an astonishing 8 different weight classes, from flyweight to welterweight. What set Pacquiao apart wasn't just his physical abilities, it was his mindset. He didn't fear opponents who were bigger or stronger. Pacquiao believed in his ability to outwork and outfight anyone, and this fearless mentality helped him rise to legendary status. Could Tank Davis follow in their footsteps? Time will tell. What do you think? Share your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.